So today I'm going to be playing a little bit of Minecraft. I'm going to be showing you guys some of my redstone because some people might not know a lot about redstone. So I'm going to be showing you a few redstone machines I've made. I've removed all of the blocks that aren't necessary for showcasing it, so that you can see all the redstone. So I'll start. I don't even know where to start. I'll start over here. So this is an in the ceiling double piston extender. This is all the stuff you'll need. So you need 2 sticky pistons facing downwards, some redstone dust here, an observer here, 2 repeaters right here set to 1 tick each, or a repeater right here set to 1 tick. Block here, block here, block here. Redstone dust right there. A repeater set to 4 ticks right there. Some redstone dust here. A lever right here, or you could have some activation device. A repeater set to 4 ticks here. A sticky piston here facing in this direction, so it'll cut off the redstone signal. And so when you flick this, you can see that it's flush with the ceiling. So you can see it's flush with the ceiling when it goes down. I've removed all unnecessary blocks. That's what we're going to do. And then when I flick it again, you can see it goes down. And then over here, I have a triple piston extender. So most of the redstone is on this side. You can see all of it. So there's an observer here. There's another observer here looking down into that observer. There's a repeater set to 3 ticks here. A repeater set to 4 ticks here, facing into an observer. There's some redstone dust right there. Your activation could be anywhere along this big line of redstone, or if you're using redstone dust to activate it and not a repeater directly, then don't put this next to this, like right here, because then it will ruin it. And there's a repeater set to 2 ticks here, a repeater set to 4 ticks here, a repeater set to 1 tick here, a repeater set to 4 ticks here, 3 ticks, and then a repeater set to 2 ticks up here, and you can see that it works. So it pushes out, and then it's quite fast too. So this block will be the wall block, and if you're gonna be planning to do that, you're gonna want to put carpet above this, because the redstone dust will be open and you can walk right in and look at it. Then here is a flush double piston extender. Well, more like a double piston extender. It's two sets of double piston extenders. So it's very, very simple. So your lever would be like right here. Then there's some redstone dust here, a block here. Repeater set to 3 ticks here, repeater set to 1 tick here. A redstone torch on the side of this block down here. Another redstone torch on this block. And that will activate that piston down there, not the one that's highlighting, the piston down there. And then there's another redstone torch here, and then this sticky piston has a redstone block on its face. And then when it pulls it down, it'll activate this redstone dust, activating this 2 tick repeater and this 1 tick repeater, which will activate this piston when it's pushed out. And then it also there's a torch on the side of this, because pistons, when they're active, any torches on them will be disabled. So whenever the piston pulls that block down, this redstone dust will be activated, which will activate that piston. And this lever also activates this piston. And then to retract the blocks, this observer detects this 2 tick repeater, and there's a torch on this face, on the back of the observer, facing into a one tip repeater, and then there's a redstone torch, and that'll pull both blocks back. So, if you watch the top, you can see how that flickers at just the right time. And then here's a flush double piston extender. You don't have to you don't have to really cover it up. You're gonna want to put a stair here, facing so that the tall part is facing out here, so that it'll blend in with your wall. But it's pretty simple. Here's a triple piston extender made with slime blocks. And this is like a timer thing. You can put a certain amount of items in this for a certain length of time. So, there's two comparators, two hoppers facing into each other. Redstone dust here. And, the pistons, like, whenever the stuff changes places in the hoppers, and it'll change, and then whenever one hopper is full of stuff, since this hopper is getting locked by this redstone block, all the stuff in this hopper is going over here, and then there's a brief moment where it switches, like right there, and all the stuff is now going into this hopper, and it won't go back into this hopper. I just have those observers and redstone lamps there for showcase. And then this is a 6 piston extender made with slime blocks. It can only push one block on it, because the maximum push limit for a piston would be 12 blocks, and this piston is pushing 11 blocks right now, so I can only put one more block on there. And then it's a really simple double piston extender. It's not flush with the floor, you don't have to put carpet over it. And then here's a double piston extender that's flush with the floor. It's a little bit more complicated. That doesn't matter. Over here is a trap door. So it's like the simplest thing in here. And this is a flush piston door. You can see how simple it is right here. Well, it's not very simple though. So right down here, there's a redstone torch. If you couldn't see that, but I couldn't even see that until I went down. And then this right here is a 2x2 piston door made with just sticky pistons. Then here's a slime block 2x2 piston door. And it's pretty easy. Then there's a few command blocks lying around. I'm not going to show you those because I'll save that for another video. So over here there's a flashing sign that says hello, and it's activated by a repeater clock here. It's just a bunch of repeaters facing into each other, and then redstone for the lights. It's kind of confusing. There's a piston over here. You can see that I made the design as simple as possible and as fast so that it would be as practical as possible. And there's a little bit of lag there. You can see how fast it is. So it's just really simple to do. There's redstone dust down here, just so that I could showcase it. To make this one, you have to put a bunch of repeaters in a line. So that one will activate last, but since there's no pistons over here, it'll just go on in a line. So, yeah. Then up here, there's that. And this is like a kind of randomizer thing. you have to turn this on. Hold on. So first thing, until you activate this, until you deactivate this lever, nothing will happen over here, because that's the way I set it up. Because there's a torch sign here that'll activate this redstone, and wherever the block is, that'll activate. So you can see now that I set up some lights so it randomizes it. And now I'm gonna turn this off. So the system is just basically two observers facing into its with it butts facing towards redstone dust, and then there's an observer facing into redstone dust here, an observer facing into redstone dust here, and there's an observer right here detecting this one, and it's activating this sticky piston. And so these two pistons are normal pistons, except for the one down there. That's a sticky piston, and all three of these are sticky pistons because they need to pull back the blocks. And then over here is a really simple staircase design. Mumbo Jumbo got it from from a world he downloaded, but he had like an observer thing. Since this is Pocket Edition, sticky pistons don't spit out their blocks. So, this is a really simple design. So you can put like your activation device on one of these three sides of the block. And so it looks like it's part of the wall if you have like a staircase wall. And when you flip this lever, it retracts into a staircase. You can go up and down it. You might want to continue the staircase up here, but that's just my opinion. Over here is just a really cool light design thing I made. It just spins around the light. And then if you want it to activate so it's just a bunch of observers facing into each other. None of this stuff in this big chunk is in the redstone. It's just observers. And then this is a little repeater clock I just activated. And soon it'll fill up the lights, I think. Maybe, no. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. Let's get in. If you want the whole thing to fill up, you just have to flick that lever, and it'll do that. It'll just keep spinning around and getting bigger. It'll flash a little bit when it gets bigger. So it's not actually going to fill up the whole way, I don't think. But it looks pretty cool if you were making a dance floor. So I just turned it off and you can see how all the lights going away. So there's a bunch of observers down at the bottom, and there's just observers detecting those observers, and there's two layers of redstone lamps. And you could hear that this over here just switched. You can see that the diamonds just moving. Over here is a block swapper. There's a sign here. Hold on one sec. There's one lights here. Maybe I need to put a little bit more delay. Oh, it must have been that. Oh, wait, what? I think I might have caused a problem with it. Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, I figured out the problem now. So my problem was the observer was firing too fast and it was creating leak. So this is probably this is a really simple design. In a computer and Xbox, you'd have to put a block above here and then put the redstone on, because pistons in Xbox and computer, when they move, any redstone dust or like a comparator or repeater on top of them, or redstone torch, it will break. That's the thing that sucks about computer and Xbox. So you can see it fire, so you can see that the block switches really fast. And I only have 2 redstone torches here just to make it faster. And this is a pop-out crafting table. It comes all the way out of the wall. It took me a really long time to make this. So, yeah. See, the crafting table pops the whole way out of the wall. And then the block gets replaced. And then this is a really cool piston train that I made. They pushed me all the way down here. The fences are just there to align you. Because I tried it without the fences and it didn't work. So it's just really simple to do. Each little section just consists of this. The piston would be right there, and then the redstone dust would it'll power the piston first, and then whenever it gets deactivated, the piston will go back with this redstone. And most of these won't work in computer and Xbox because some of them rely on redstone dust running into pistons, like even if they're not pointing at them. So like this one right here, in computers you'd have to, in computer you have to put a repeater here and then a block above here, I think. I don't really know, I haven't played a computer very long. So over here I have a few traps. I have them set up so that they work with each other even though these two are crammed next to each other. I removed all the blocks that are unnecessary. This one is credit to Minecraft RedStone Handbook or Combat Handbook. I don't know who made it. I think it might have been Fire UK. But when you walk over this, I have it set up so with the command blocks so that it'll replace it. But when you walk over, you'd fall into a pit. I'm gonna